One evening, Ruth is waiting for her boyfriend to come home. She grows restless from each passing minute without him, but after a few moments, she receives a message. Unfortunately, it isn't from her boyfriend, but from their friend Jorge. "Listen, don't block me again, but this is important. It's about Alex," the message reads. Jorge sends her several photos of her boyfriend, Alex, with another woman. Ruth is devastated. She looks like she has the wind knocked out of her. It doesn't take long before Alex comes home, and she immediately brings up that he's home late. He tries to tell her that he was with Jorge and the other guys, but Ruth tearfully describes the woman in the photos with him, shocking Alex into silence. But in the end, he dismissively tells her that he's going to bed. She can do what she wants. Ruth's anger goes into torpor as she's overtaken by desperation. She begs Alex to stay with her, and even tries to kiss him, but he just shoves her away. This causes Ruth to crash against the table, breaking the plates. Concerned, Alex asks if she's okay, but she only wails at him to leave her alone. Amidst Ruth's helpless sobs, Alex quietly apologizes and says they can't go on like this. His words shock Ruth to her core, and she yells that she poured everything into their relationship, for him. "But that's the problem," Alex says. He then tells Ruth that when he gets home tomorrow, he wants her gone. Ruth frantically crawls after him when he walks away, but in the face of Alex's cold indifference, all she can do is let out a piercing scream. Though things have gone sour between them, Alex and Ruth had a very sweet beginning. Jorge had his eyes on her first, but Alex was more successful at wooing her over a dating app. He's just a bit cross over it, but he encourages Alex over the phone while he waits for Ruth. Soon enough, Ruth arrives. Her hair's a lot longer than it was when they broke up, and when Alex sees her, he immediately gets up to greet her. The conversation flows smoothly between them. He learns that she's Chilean, while she learns that he goes to that eatery a lot because he loves the music they play. Real pop, not reggae or the stuff they play at discos. Ruth agrees, saying she can't stand people who mix up real pop with the slop on the radio. And Alex is impressed. He's sick of explaining the difference to people. For instance, he loves the song Just One, which amuses Ruth, who says that's radio pop, not good pop. Smiling, Alex says he likes it still. She then shares that she doesn't smoke, but she loves the smell of tobacco, while Alex has been trying to quit. The two hit off like magic, like there's no one else better for them than each other. Much of their shared moments are full of laughter, playfulness, and affection. Alex lets Ruth meet Jorge and the rest of his friends, but even when she's around them, all she really cares about is Alex. She can't stop looking at him, kissing him. One time she surprises him with a vinyl of Just One, and Alex can't be happier. While Alex is smoking in bed, Ruth pulls out a cigarette of her own. An amused Alex is quite surprised she's smoking, and Ruth happily tells him she felt like doing it. For one of their dates, she accompanies Alex to get a tattoo. After getting tatted, he asks if she wants one of her own. Ruth thinks about it for a moment before agreeing. Alex is stoked to hear this, but when she says she wants one just like his, he looks a tad off-put. Though the tattoo artist has no problem with that, Alex still looks uncomfortable. He just stays quiet about it and lets her get the matching tattoo. One day, as the two of them make love, Ruth starts tearing up. Nothing's wrong. She just feels so happy that they fit together, that they're becoming one. Instead of responding, Alex smiles at her, and they continue their blissful lovemaking. Sometime later, Ruth tiredly heads into the bathroom to take an unknown medication. She returns to bed after, making sure that Alex is hugging her as she sleeps. Come next day, Alex goes to the bathroom to brush his teeth, but since their toothbrushes are exactly the same, he can't tell them apart. He calls for Ruth, reminding her that he asked her to tag her toothbrush with her name, but she doesn't see the need for that. If she had anything, he'd have already got it too. Though Alex finds her response strange, he doesn't press further. He just washes one of the toothbrushes thoroughly before marking it with his initial. That's not the only item he has trouble with. Since their mugs are the same, he wrote his initial on his, only for Ruth to write R Heart A on both. Despite his displeasure, he just takes one of the mugs and goes to the living room. Ruth soon arrives home, and to Alex's shock, she cut her hair short. In fact, she has the same haircut as him since she showed the hairstylist his photo. Aside from her hair, she's dressed exactly like him with her denim jacket and gray shirt. Smiling awkwardly, Alex tells her that she's not being herself anymore, but Ruth just chuckles it off. She's her. How is she not her? Alex just forces a smile, and when he meets with Jorge, he tells him about how Ruth is giving him the creeps. Jorge can't believe this. He has a girl who'll do whatever he wants, and he's complaining? In Alex's defense, he thinks that things would be more exciting if they weren't so alike. Sometimes, he wishes she'd have a different opinion on something so they can disagree. Still, Jorge thinks he's full of it. Alex took Ruth from him, and now he's complaining? With that, he offers his buddy some advice. Sometimes people don't appreciate what they have. He shouldn't overthink things, because if he does, he'll stop enjoying what he has. Alas, Alex isn't listening to his buddy's sagely wisdom. A woman sat near the bar counter has been eyeing him up, and Alex is more than happy to eye her back. She then connects with him through the Love Connection app, and Alex doesn't hesitate to hook up with her. While they do, he thinks back to a conversation with Ruth, where he asked her what she likes to do, and she answered she likes being with him. As for what she wants to do that weekend, She wants to do anything Alex likes. Her answer disappointed them. After his little hookup, he finally answered Ruth's call. She had 16 missed calls. He says he just finished work. Then Ruth complains about him not answering her calls. Agitated, Alex asks if he can't go running by himself for 15 minutes, which pisses Ruth off. He can, but he should let her know. Besides, why would he want to go running alone? In the present, Ruth's left to sob and wail as Alex left her. She barely manages to pull herself together as she gets up on her feet. From her pocket, she withdraws her Zippo lighter, and after staring at it, Ruth clutches it tightly. 1 year later, Alex happily returns home after a date. He seems to be doing well for himself, and he fixes up a cup of tea while listening to Jorge's voice message. He's asking about Ruth. Apparently, he's been trying to contact her to no avail, and she deleted her social media accounts. Jorge also brings up how much Alex hurt her. While listening, Alex grimaces at the odd taste of his tea. He then responds to the voice message, asking Jorge if he's still hung up on that before saying he hasn't seen Ruth in ages. After his recording, Alex starts coughing, and in a matter of seconds, he passes out. When he comes to, Alex finds himself in a dark room with just one playing. He's tied to a chair, and on the table next to him is a jerry can and a Zippo, Ruth's Zippo. Panicking, he immediately calls out to Ruth, who answers casually from behind him. Already, Alex is sweating bullets, and he's panting as he asks her what she's going to do to him. Well, it depends on his answer. She's been thinking about what he said when she cut her hair, and she thinks he's wrong. Two people that love each other don't need different personalities. It's just a burden. The moment she stopped being herself was the moment two people became one. That's real love. At this point, Alex is just desperate to appease her and keep himself safe, so he pretends to agree with her sentiments. He's an idiot. That's why he didn't realize before. The man is practically crying as he thanks Ruth for opening his eyes. He wants to be back with her and get back to what they had. His words seem to work as Ruth finally reveals herself to him. And what Alex sees makes his heart stop. Her face and neck. They're burned to the point of disfigurement. A weeping Ruth shares that when he left her, she thought that she couldn't exist without him. So she wanted to erase everything. But now she's so happy she's alive. Realizing what she's about to do, Alex frantically begs her to let him go. But it's too late. Ruth has made up her mind. While taking her lighter, Ruth tearfully assures Alex that everything's going to be fine. They'll be the same again. With that, she lets the lighter fall to the gasoline-drenched ground. Ruth cries as she watches the flames engulf Alex. Soon, he will look just like her.
Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.